Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to new Veterans Stadium and opening day. And thank you, because above all the festivities, the response that you have shown, making this a sellout months in advance, proves that Philadelphia has the best fans in the National League. On behalf of the Philadelphia Phillies, we thank you very much.
It began on a cold April day in 1971 with a sellout crowd and a rookie broadcaster. It lasted for 33 summers. Summers filled with hope, excitement, sometimes anguish, and above all else, a strong sense of fun. It was a great ride. And in this place, named in honor of those who defend our freedom, we came together as a city to revel in the joys of the great American game. This is Harry Callis. The following show takes a long look back at the final weekend of Veterans Stadium, a time when legions of loyal fans were given one last chance to remember and reflect on this very special place. Friday, September 26th was to be the last night game ever played at the Vet. The mood at game time was somewhat dampened by the cold reality that the Fightins had been eliminated from the wild card race by the Marlins. The giddy hope that these may not be the final games played at the Vet had ended just the night before. Still, an air of celebration prevailed as the final innings began. Scores of heroes from the Vet's storied history were flocking into Philadelphia to see the old stadium bow out. Many fans paying tribute to Veterans Stadium in this, the final innings weekend at the Vet.
The lights will go out at Vet Stadium for the last time tonight. Been home to a lot of memories.
Yes, sir. A season-long tradition of changing the countdown clock in right field had been a highlight every night. Here are just a few of the honored guests.
Changing the number tonight, Larry Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, number 19, Greg Luzinski. Rico Baronia. Dallas Green, Gary Matthews, Gary Maddox, Jim Eisenreich, center fielder Lenny Dykstra, Larry Christensen, Mr. Ruley Carpenter, the Honorable Edward G. Rundell. Having a nice round of applause for Rich Taylor and Harry Ashburn. Mike Kruko.
The greatest ovation came for Tug McGraw, who had been battling brain cancer since spring training.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man who threw the most important pitch in Phillies baseball history. Number 45, Tug McGraw.
Well, we're down to 3 games now, down to 2, and who but the big left-hander to do the countdown tonight. Chrissy to go along, showing Lefty what to do.
Best left-hander to ever suit up, isn't he?
He was something. What a great guy, too. I mean, went through all those years, we didn't talk to the media, but, you know, he was great with all us, and just a wonderful guy. And, boy, he's having a ball out there tonight. You can see it.
Yeah, and people you talk to, they ask what kind of guy he is. You know, he's probably pretty quiet. You know, they think, well, he's got to be pretty quiet.
Yeah, right.
He'll talk your ear off if you give him a chance. But
After the game, no one left the stadium. It was the last time for one more great vet tradition. Over the years, there was no better place in Philadelphia to watch fireworks set to a musical score than Veterans Stadium. And that night, we added a little something extra.
1-0 to Greg Luzinski. Here's a pitch to him, fastball, hit deep to right field. Way back goes Griffey, out of here. Opposite field, home run, Greg Luzinski.
The Bills have won it 6-5 in Kansas on the Wild Things RBI hit. Can you believe it? Long drive. Could it be? It is! A game-winning pitch hit. Home run. Mike Lieberthal. Can you believe it? The Phillies have come back to win 8-7.
On Saturday afternoon, the fans got to voice their opinions by choosing the all-vet team. The voting had taken place all summer and the ballots were in. As storm clouds formed overhead, the team was announced.
We begin with the manager of the all-vet team. He's Big D, led the Phillies to their only world championship in 1980. Welcome, please, Dallas Green. Big D has handed me the lineup for the All-Veterans Stadium team. Leading off, Phillies shortstop and manager Larry Bowa. Batting second, he's the Crucker, John Kruk. Batting third, we still enjoy his special talents on the field, right fielder Bobby Abreu. And batting fourth, three-time National League MVP, Hall of Famer Michael Jack Schmidt. Hitting fifth for Dallas Green's 9. He's the big guy, the Bull, Greg Luzinski, left field. Batting sixth, the Secretary of Defense, Gary Lee Maddox. Hitting seventh, second baseman, watch Sammy run, Juan Samuel. Well, we're going to have to speed it up here as it's coming down right smart, so let's introduce the rest of the team for you. Behind the plate, Darren Dalton. You fans voted a right-hand pitcher and a left-hand pitcher as the starters. Curt Schilling was voted as the right-hander. Schilling is still playing, of course, for Arizona, so he can't be here. The left-hander is Hall of Famer, four-time Cy Young Award winner, Steve Carlton. And the closer, who else? You gotta believe you fans voted for Tut McGraw.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's only appropriate that the all-vet team also include Hall of Fame caster Harry Kalas.
Wouldn't you know it? That was the only rain shower of the day. Now, I don't know if it was some kind of strange karma, or perhaps the baseball gods didn't agree with all of the choices. Maybe it was my partner, Richie Ashburn, up there in the heavens playing a trick on some of his old friends. After all, his whiteness was always keen on people not taking themselves too seriously. As the game got underway, a new Phillies hero in only his first year at the Vet was cementing his relationship with the hometown faithful.
Stands to be the first Philly to lead the National League in home runs since Michael Jack, and two behind Michael Jack.
Changing the countdown clock today, Phillies Hall of Fame third baseman Mike Schmidt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is also Mike Schmidt's birthday. So, with the help of Phillies Stadium organist Paul Richardson, let's sing happy birthday to Mike Schmidt. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mike Schmidt.
Michael Jack was easily the greatest Phillies player to play at the Vet. The strains of his birthday song filtered out across the parking lot to Citizens Bank Park, a place where new heroes will emerge and continue the pursuit of glory. One man stands poised to accept the mantle.
2-1 pitch, swing and a long drive. Watch this, baby! Out of here! Home run, Jim Thome. His 47th home run of the year, and it's now a 5-4 game. The Phillies are within one here at the Vet. He is one away from Michael Jack Schmidt's club record of 48.
Ballpark memories come in many forms, but probably none can top an exciting come-from-behind win. On this day, the Phillies squared off against one of the greatest closers in the game.
And a green light hits it off the middle, off the glove of Garcia, base hit center field. Thome scores. Phils wins 7-6 here at Veterans Stadium. A dramatic comeback by the Phils who tie the game off John Smoltz in the ninth and win it here in the 10th by a score of 7-6.
It was a sweet victory, but the mood was tempered by the sad realization that only one more game would be played on this field of memories. Today we take you on a journey. The only thing needed are your memories of Veterans Stadium. Your first impressions might have been of its very first day. Perhaps you came to see its greatest slugger tear the cover off the ball, or its most dominant pitcher reach an unforgettable milestone. You might have been one of the hardy few who hung around to revel in the wee hours of the morning, and then returned a few months later with 60,000 of your friends for a bigger celebration. You might have come recently on a beautiful spring afternoon to witness history in the making, then stood and watched in wonder as the team's latest and greatest addition endeared himself to his team and his town. Your memories might not even be pleasant ones, but every time your heart aches, there is always a source of ultimate comfort. Wherever your mind's eye takes you, they are images and emotions that will endure for all time. But the setting that served as their companion will soon be no more. The final game of a baseball season carries a certain sadness, that bittersweet feeling that comes with the end of a long journey. But the final game in the history of a stadium, that was a little overwhelming. Still, the mood behind the scenes was rather upbeat. The clubhouse was alive with the usual banner. And the ground crew was busy getting dolled up for their special day. Fans were pouring in from all over the Delaware Valley. Some had seen the closing of old Connie Mack Stadium. Some had been to the Vet's first game. And some were coming for the first time. Each fan had their own unique set of memories, to which they were ready to add one last special day. One fan even decided to make his own documentary about the event.
Hi, I'm Gene Miller, Phillies fan, and these are some of my home movies from the final innings at the Vet.
Gene Miller brought his 16-year-old son to the game and videotaped the entire day.
Hey, how you doing? Gonna be a party for sure here today. Hopefully we can light the candles. Officers, I have a question today. Will the dogs be on the field for the last game?
God only knows.
God only knows? Okay. How long have you been a Phillies fan, sir?
For 54 years.
54? You don't look that old.
That's exactly how old I am.
Ah, baseball. Truly a child's sport. Kelly, who's your favorite Philly? Tommy? Jim Tommy? You see him hit that home run yesterday? There's two. Filing in for the last time at the Vet. Coming in, giveaways. Here it is in all its splendor. Hey, you want to play dueling video cameras? Now, if you look carefully enough, you'll see tails. Now, there's some tails.
This is very emotional. This will be another day I'll remember forever.
Are you going to the new park?
Yes, I am.
Are you going to have?
Looking forward to it.
I prefer the Phillies over the Eagles, or it doesn't matter?
The Phillies people tip better.
Ah, okay. The Phillies people tip better. All right, that's good news. That puts a little pressure on me, too, doesn't it? All right. Thank you, ladies.
And help us honor America.
The Philadelphia Boys Choir has been a traditional staple among our anthem singers. And once again, they did a magnificent job.
Was this planned, or is this, one of these things that just happened by coincidence? In a Philadelphia native, Jerry Crawford, calling the last game ever at the Vet.
I think they planned it because Shag, nice. His daddy Shag, had the first game here behind the plate.
87th birthday wishes to Florence Leisner of Northeast Philly. Florence wishes from her family. She attended the last game at Connie Mack, the first game here at the Vet. Florence celebrating her 87th right here in the last game at Veterans Stadium. Clearly the most memorable feature of Veterans Stadium was the people who filled the stands. Year in and year out, they brought a passion and loyalty to the venue that is rarely matched in baseball in any city. In the later years, they turned the stadium into a canvas for the creative expression of Phillies fever.
Feel the memories.
Veterans Stadium, the concession stands in 1971, the first year of this ballpark.
Probably looked a little different.
They look like this. Concession stands in 71, and Anthony Gargano is with a couple of concessionaires here at Veterans Stadium. Anthony.
Hey, Harry. Now, this is the food that we've been eating at the Vet for so long, and these are the gals that have served us. meet Josephine.
I've seen this place go up, and I'm going to see this place go down. I'm working 33 years here.
And here's Mary.
And I've been here 25 years, and all my family work here. And we've been happy all the time we've been here.
How long you been working here?
7 years, baby. 3 years.
Yeah, you having fun?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Are the fans?
Nice people, good crowd.
Good people, good fans?
Lots of money. Oh, I can't even spend it all.
Yeah, how long you been a Phillies fan?
Too long.
Much of the day was carefully scripted, but spontaneity was also the order of the day as Dick Allen and Jay Johnstone ran out to help the ground crew.
We have another Pete Rose. Are we going to get him into the Hall of Fame?
Yes, we will. And I predict that he changes his sign today at the bat.
Whoa, that's a heavy-duty prediction.
HK, Harry Callis changes a number only fitting. You broke in with this stadium, started the stadium, and you will finish this stadium. And a touching moment, putting that 0 countdown number up there. And obviously the wonderful gesture to his whiteness, the number 1. Touching moment. And what an applause, what an ovation.
He's here with us, Allie.
Yes, he is.
Deep within the stadium, preparations for the grand finale were beginning.
We're here to celebrate the wonderful 3 years that we've had at the vet. And so what could be better? I'm still alive.
So it's a happy day. I mean,
it's a great
there's
day.
some sadness because an old friend, the vet, is leaving us. On some counts, you guys lived here for years. But it's a happy day as well.
It is. It's, you know, the new stadium is going to make us all forget about the vet. That's going to be a beautiful thing. But in the meantime, we got to make sure that this whole Veteran Stadium experience is capped off in a wonderful, exciting way.
Great sign right there.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
cry because it's over. Smile because it happened.
So many memories here from Veterans Stadium and its 33-year history. Phil's new home, Citizens Bank Park. Full count to Utley, ground ball. They're going to get one. They are going to turn a double play, and that is going to end the ball game and end the Phillies season and end the Veterans Stadium. After the game, emotion ran high. Larry Boa had spent the bulk of his baseball life at Veterans Stadium, and the finality of the day seemed to hit him all at once.
It's a pretty special place. I guess playing here, you know, defying the odds, winning a world championship, playing with Hall of Famers, Carpenters, Bill Giles, Paul Owens, Dallas, a lot of good things.
Yet backstage, the mood was jovial as the Phillies prepared to throw one final spectacular ceremony to bring down the curtain on this wonderful place. It came along at the perfect time, a multi-purpose stadium built to suit a team on the rise. As their legion of new stars grew in stature, it served as their stage, and a grand one it was. It never became a shrine, but it did reflect its city's character. Rugged, worn, tested, unyielding. Veterans Stadium has one mark of distinction. It is the only home in which the Phillies became world champions. The final innings have been played. Now we say goodbye to a dear friend whose time has come.
And welcome back to Veterans Stadium. Time now for some final memories from this ballpark. I'm Andy Musser. Pleased to be back here today working with Chris Wheeler for some of the memories that we shared over the years in this park. And Wheels, I don't know about you, but a lot of our life was spent here.
I was thinking that just looking at you. That, you know, you say, what are you thinking about right now? I'm thinking about all the great times that you and I had together working on radio and television here, and back in the old WCAU days. I tell everybody my recollections of Veterans Stadium started on April 10th on opening day when you got me tickets. And I sat in section 334, and I was a fan watching the game that day. So started out as a fan, was lucky enough to work here all these years and work with you all those years. And it's great, Andy. I mean, it's been a fun day. It's been a very emotional day, and I'm sure what we're going to go through right now is not going to leave a dry eye in the house.
I suppose that's true. With Harry doing the MC, why, that's almost guaranteed.
We're going to head on down to the field right now and join PA announcer Dan Baker.
To help with the closing ceremonies, please welcome the person who was the master of ceremonies right here at Philadelphia Veterans Stadium when the Vet opened in 1971. The voice of the Phillies, Hall of Fame broadcaster, Harry Kalas. Harry Kalas.
Thank you. Thank you all. I love you. Veterans Stadium. God bless you. Thank you so much. Veterans Stadium is a building. The memories come from the great people who work here, the players who grace this field, donning the uniform of the Fightin' Phils. And most of all, the memories come from you, the best fans in America. We love you. There are some of those who can't be with us today who are looking down on us from above. We thank you. Whitey, I know you're with us today. Thank you, Whitey. There's been a lot said and written about Veterans Stadium. Skip Denenberg, a Philadelphia songwriter, folk singer, and Phillies fan, said it best in this musical video you will see on Fanavision.
So much more than concrete and steel. This place where so many dreams were made. And now that we've come to the end of the road, these memories we share will never fade. You remember the way it used to make us feel. It was so much more than just concrete and steel. A special place, like sacred ground, where so many faithful came to pray. The young and the old were one and the same. We all were a part of so much more than just just a game. We'll remember the way it used to make us feel. It was so much more than just concrete and steel. I've heard it said it had a life of its own. I swear that once I heard it cry. Filled with magic, this place we called home. A field where heroes never die. We'll remember the way it used to make us feel. It was so much more than just concrete and steel. So much more than just concrete and steel.
Yes, Veterans Stadium is more than concrete and steel. It's a place we will remember forever. As you know, baseball is a game of numbers. In the history of Veterans Stadium, 2,617 regular season and 25 postseason games have been played here. More than 500 players have worn Phillies pinstripe uniforms during more than 24,000 innings. The biggest number of all, it's you fans. More than 68 million of you fans have been here to see the Phils play. Thank you. God bless you. Maybe you saw the last game at Connie Mack Stadium or the first game here at the Vet. Now you're taking part in another historic moment in Phillies history. Perhaps you came to your first game of the Vet with your dad or your mom, a special one-on-one occasion you will always cherish. Perhaps you came to your first game as a family. Family outings have always been one of the many beauties of this great game. Maybe you came with a large group or just a couple of friends or neighbors. Perhaps you had your first date here at the Vet. Maybe you even got engaged. It has happened here very often. Perhaps the Vet was a place you saw only on TV or heard about on radio broadcasts. My colleagues and I were honored to make you part of the Vet scene through these 33 years. Veterans Stadium was once a crown jewel, the pride of the city, the team, and the fans. Because of Father Time, the Vet's undergone a little wear and tear. It's only fitting that Veterans Stadium be treated with the utmost respect as we begin the closing ceremonies. One more memory we can take with us today. Before we begin the final curtain call, we want to recognize a very special person. He is in his 48th year with the Phillies. He served the organization as a scout, director of the minor leagues, general manager, twice as manager, including the 1983 National League Championship Phillies. Turn your attention to Fanavision for a video highlighting the career of a man who was the architect of the great Phillies teams of the 70s and 80s.
Hi, this is Dallas Green. If you had to select an MVP for the 33 years of Veterans Stadium, my most valuable person has to be the Pope, Paul Owens. With almost half a century in professional baseball, I've never seen a better judge of talent or a better ability to know what's in a man's heart. Nobody outworked him, and nobody gave back more to the sport. Most of the players selected by you, the fans, to the All-Veterans Stadium team came courtesy of Mr. Paul Owens. Take a bow, Pope. You certainly deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul the Pope Owens. Thank you, Pope, for the wonderful years you put in to make Veterans Stadium such a great memory for us. Paul the Pope Owens. Veterans Stadium truly is a field of memories, and we are going to go through the years. We ask you to keep your eyes on the field and Fanavision as we go through the years of Veterans Stadium, starting with the very first year, 1971.
We want to mention to you, for those of you who are tuning in the broadcast today, there is going to be no further announcement on the PA as these various players come out. It's going to be done in silence for effect, and we want to keep you abreast of who's going to come out. And you see Senator Jim Bunning, Rick Wise, and Don Money.
First year of Veterans Stadium. Jim Bunning with the first game. Rick Wise, of course, pitched the no-hitter that year in Cincinnati. Hit 6 home runs for the Phils. And Don Money hit the first home run at Veterans Stadium. Their longtime employees are going to lead the guys out with the flags. That's Michael DeMuzio right there, leading the 71 guys out.
Ready for the 72 team, including Terry Harmon, Mike Ryan, and Willie Montañez.
There's Irish now living up in New Hampshire and retired and just enjoying himself. And the great Guillermo Willie the Philly Montañez coming out now.
'73 being represented now by Mike Rogonzinski and Wayne Twitchell. Rogo
still makes his home in the area, of course. And Twitch was a member of the All-Star team.
1974 being represented by a true gentleman, a fellow who apparently hasn't aged today, Gentleman Jim Lonborg.
Dr. Jim Lonborg, right. A doctor of dental surgery. There's Lonnie. Great hero with the Red Sox.
Well, this next gentleman should gain quite a round of applause as soon as they realize who's coming out, because he was voted many times one of the fan all-time favorites, TT, Tony Taylor. We go to 76. That was my first year of joining you, Wheels. And skipper Danny Ozart.
The Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz.
He's having a great time being back here this weekend. You know, it's been fun to catch up with Danny and talk about the old times. What a good guy.
Led the team to 3 division titles, 76, 77, 78.
And he looks like he's going out to make a pitching change, and here comes Gene Garber behind him, a guy he used to bring into games.
You know, would come in and stop hitting streaks like he did with Pete Rose. Now we go to 1977, and this will be represented by one of baseball's funny guys, Jay Johnstone.
I love Jay here in Philadelphia. Of course, he worked with us on the Prism telecast.
'78. One of the great defensive outfielders with the Phillies, Jerry Mud Martin.
Jerry, still a member of the organization, works in the minor leagues.
Full house here at Veterans Stadium to watch these ceremonies. On to 79. Representative of that team coming out, Warren Brewstar out of the bullpen.
Brewman, sinker, slider, those nasty eyes. Nobody really liked to hit off him. He did a great job here for a number of years, and he's still another guy who's also a member of the organization working in the minor leagues. Now comes 1980.
Yeah, and we'll have quite a few representatives of this club coming back, as you might imagine. There's the skipper, Dallas Green. Marty Bystrom, Dickie Knowles, Del Unser, Ruben Amaro Jr., and John Vukovic. By the way, Dallas obviously enjoying himself. He was hoarse today, yet.
Yeah.
Laryngitis.
A lot of guys were thankful for that.
For Dallas to be anywhere near silent is a miracle. There's Dickie Knowles.
Yeah, so Marty come out. It was 5-0 in September. Dickie Knowles, who pitched so well, of course, knocked George Brett down in that World Series game. A lot of people think that changed some things around. Dickie does a great job in the organization now, helping with drug and alcohol counseling.
There's Del Unser.
How many big hits did he get?
Boy, he was amazing off the bench. The world champions that year, and we're wearing gold rings from that year, the only one in the history of the organization.
Kind of neat too. All these guys that are coming out are still working for the organization, except for Marty Bystrom is in private business, but the other guys are all part of the organization.
Ruben Amaro Sr. and of course his son is the assistant general manager of the team, and Ruby involved as well.
Comes our boy Johnny Vuko.
Third base coach Johnny. He's a wired-in fixture around here.
He can smile. Johnny doesn't smile a whole lot on the field, but there he goes.
'81 team. Dick Ruthven represents the 81ers.
And Rufus, of course, was a big part of the 80 team, and also in '81 pitched for the Braves and the Cubs. Son's a pretty good ball player at Georgia.
Didn't have to go too far to get the '82 representative. Just down in the dugout, we're talking about Greg Gross. Gigi, like Unser, lots of big hits at '82 team.
And Greg Gross is finishing up another year as a Phillies hitting instructor. As Andy said, you have to go far to get this guy. Still makes his home in the area.
As we move along to '83, that one, of course, was a pennant-winning year as well. Phillies against the Orioles in the World Series that year, and Bobby Dernier gave us a real thrill that year. And so did Al Holland, who will be right behind Bobby.
Bobby Dernier just did a head first that night. He had that inside the park home run where he slid head first. That was great.
Pope appreciated that.
Yeah. Here comes Bullet, Al Holland.
Mr. T, they called him those days. '84, and our broadcast colleague, who has been such a good friend to all of us, L.A. Larry Anderson.
Hard to believe he goes back that far. Huh? Yeah, we just reminded Andy walked right by home plate because he wasn't real familiar with that area.
Heard you guys kid about that quite a bit.
Yeah, he didn't hit too much. Comes Ozzie.
Ozzie had some big hits. We're talking about Ozzie Virgil in '85, one of the all-around good guys. Pump him up, Ozzie.
Next guy is another old broadcast colleague, huh?
Really had a nice get-together with Teak this morning. Here's Kent DeCalvey. A lot of people remember Teak as being a member of those great Pirate teams, but he had some pretty good years here in Philadelphia, too. Teak is now running an independent league team south of Pittsburgh. Here's the Rock, Steve Bedrosian.
He had some bullets.
He sure did.
Years in this ballpark, and acknowledging every year, and you see it starting to grow throughout the outfield, going from left to right. Bedrock just he just sat down out there on the mound. He's a beauty, right? Your classic relief pitcher, Andy.
Yeah, still wearing the socks the same way too.
Here comes another one.
Oh yeah, well this guy is legitimate because he's a left-hander.
This is another beauty right here.
This is our good friend Don Carmen. '89, you and I did that game on Prism where the Phillies played the Mets, and this fella hit 2 home runs in the first inning.
And for a long time, the only player in the history of the game to do that, until a couple of Mariners did it, Mike Cameron and Brett Boone. But Von Hayes had that record. And listen to the cheer for the guy that used to boo. That's nice.
They called him the Stick, and he wore number 9 because he was a fan of Ted Williams. Now, this gentleman still makes his home in the area. Lancaster, Pennsylvania's contribution to the '90 team, Tommy Herr.
A lot of his glory years against the Phillies for the Cardinals. Gosh, he was a tremendous player. Tommy coming here and contributing for a while.
Here's a fellow who pitched a no-hitter in a Phillies uniform. He'll always be remembered for that. Tommy Green.
One of these fun guys to be around.
Bill and Nancy Giles enjoying the ceremonies as much as anybody here today.
Just great how many of these guys, they stayed in shape. They look great. It's fun to be around them this week. Here comes Dunkey.
Mariano Duncan Always a smiling face. Another really good guy to be around. The 93 team was one of the most appreciated around here, Wheels. No doubt about that.
Oh, and here comes Mickey. Fans still love Mickey Morandini. Great years here.
And do you recognize this guy? Mitch Williams.
Listen to this ovation.
Yeah.
See the emotion in the faces of a lot of these guys, Andy, as they're walking out.
Yeah.
They're feeling it.
We're going to 94 now, and Spiky Randy Reddy represents that team.
Randy Reddy over in the John Kruk deal from San Diego. And had some good years here for the Phils. Now as a minor league manager in the Brewers organization. Or I mean the Detroit organization.
In 95, Tyler Green joined the Phillies. And there's Larry
Tyler
Boyle's
still
dugout.
lives in the area, and here comes Gary Varsho, bench coach.
96, Ricky Bottalico first on the scene. The Pope and Ed Wade.
The pupil. Ricky Bottalico was in camp with the Diamondbacks this year, hurt his arm and really didn't get the pitch that much. Still a young guy, he wants to keep playing baseball.
On to 1997. We already greeted his daddy, but here's Ruben Amaro Jr.
Now the assistant general manager of the Phillies under Ed Wade. And Ruben doing a great job in the front office.
'98, and one of the fan favorites that year was Rico Brogna.
Rico's doing a little football coaching, basketball coaching up in Connecticut. Did some post-game stuff for us this year on Comcast Post-Game Live. And here comes Gomesy. Wayne Gomes was at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre.
Out of Old Dominion.
One of the real gentlemen in the game right here. A guy that pitched for the Phils for a few years. Andy now with the Atlanta Braves was injured all year. Paul Berg.
Here's Birdie.
Now we're going to get current with some of the guys that are still on this club, starting with 2000.
Right, Ramon Henderson, of course, is the bullpen coach. Amari Telemaco, who pitched yesterday, and Tomas Perez, who played today. Group of 2001 here as well. Tony Scott, current first base coach. Nick Punto, Jason Michaels, David Coggin, and Brandon Duckworth, all representing 2001.
That guy right there had a heck of a year for the Phillies this year, Jason Michael. He was just tremendous in a utility role. He plays the game right. It's going to be a kick, Andy, for some of these young guys like Brandon Duckworth and Nick Punto come walking out on a day like this.
Yeah. And now we go to last year, and Wheels, these fellas are all still current members of the Phillies.
Sure. Carlos Silva. Some of the guys, you know, had flights and all, maybe won't be part of it, but they're trying to bring out as many as possible. Todd Pratt. This next guy coming out, Larry Bowa, did a heck of a thing today. He got him in the game. Dan Plesac might retire after this year. Pratty, a big ovation. But I thought it was really great to see Dan Plesac get in the ball game today and get a strikeout, and maybe his last batter that he ever faced. One of the great guys and heck of a pitcher that ever been in the game.
Well, if he's going to retire, this is a terrific way for him to remember his final day in a big league uniform.
Yeah, takes a little dirt.
And here comes Vicente Padilla.
That's some year.
And the 2003 banner coming out.
Philly boy. All the way, Temple, Joe Kerrigan.
Another one of my broadcast partners.
That's right.
There's Chase Utley.
That's Brett Myers, of course. Brett Myers, first full season in the major leagues, won in double digits, and they have a lot of hope for Brett Myers to be some pitcher. The next guy coming out might have been their best pitcher all year. When you get right down to Real Cormier.
He really did. He had a terrific year. Where would the Phillies bullpen have been this year without Real Cormier?
His year started with standing boos. It's interesting. The first game here, he got booed almost out of the ballpark. And listen to this 6 months later. That's what baseball is. That's Kelly Stinnett. Came over to deal from Cincinnati.
Josh Hancock coming out now.
Got to pitch a couple innings today. Some of the young guys, Jeff Geary, Travis Chapman will be coming out behind him. Some of the guys from Scranton that got a call up in September, got some major league experience. That's Travis Chapman. That, of course, is Ryan Matson, the young right-hander, had a fine year at Scranton. Got his major league debut yesterday, puts a couple scoreless innings. And one other young player, Anderson Machado. big hand for all these guys. Dan Baker's going to take it back pretty soon, Andy.
The starting lineups for the Philadelphia Phillies.
This will be, of course, the current player and some of the great Phillies from the past who have played the same position. These are the left fielders: Pat Burrell, Milt Thompson, and the bull, Greg Luzinski. Soon to be the man who runs Bull's Barbecue on Ashburn Alley next year. And he'll do a fine job at that.
But he will.
He'll let us know what's good out there.
The mighty Bull. Now we go to
what a group
the
this
center
is
fielders. Yeah, great center fielders have patrolled here, starting with this year's Marlon Byrd.
Marlon Byrd really had an unbelievable year once he got in that leadoff spot, and a lot of hope for him.
Lenny Dykstra, the dude. One of the heroes of the '93 club coming out.
A lot of this is a surprise for the fans right now. I mean, they don't know who's going to be coming out, and this is neat stuff. Gary Lee Maddox.
Here he is, Gary Lee coming next after the dude. Home run in the '83 World Series. The right fielders, starting with the current occupant, Bobby Abreu, and you see that Bake McBride and Jim Eisenreich will be coming out. Izzy should get a tremendous hand. He was always one of the most popular players, even though he wasn't here all that long.
The hands are going to be sore.
Yeah, right.
There's Shake and Bake, one of our favorites.
Shake and Bake, a St. Louis businessman now.
Got his knees replaced and he's walking pretty good.
Yeah.
We're a lot better.
There's Izzy.
Oh, wait to hear this ovation.
Yeah. First base is next. Here's Jim Thome. Boy, the fans loved him this year.
What a privilege to watch him play his first year here.
Philadelphia fans always appreciated this next guy, too. Dick, don't call me Richie Allen.
Richard Anthony Allen, he's had a fun weekend. He still works for the ball club, and he lights up the room when he walks in it. The Wampum Walloper. Next guy's going to get a few cheers, too. He's done a great job in the booth.
He has. He's been your colleague this summer. There he is.
My boy Johnny.
He's not an athlete. He's a baseball player. Placido Polanco at second base.
That's Tomas now. Yeah.
Tomas now?
Yeah. They moved. I guess they moved a few things around. Glad to see Tomas is still around. So like I said, some guys probably have to leave a little early, but most of them are going to stick around, they thought.
But we know the fans will recognize the other two candidates we have at second base.
Manny Trio.
Here's Manny.
1,000-watt smile.
One of the best arms of any second baseman in the history of baseball. And another great fan favorite, Sammy Juan Samuel.
The all-vet team. Sammy with the Detroit Tigers, and he had a long year. He's glad to be here.
Shortstop now, and current occupant Jimmy Rollins.
Three pretty good guys coming out right now.
Really.
Jimmy and Kevin Stocker and Larry Bowa will get some ovation.
Here's the favorite shortstop in the history of the vet, Larry Bowa. He's been here as a player, a coach, and a manager.
That's great. See, now that's emotion.
Those two guys are cut out of the same cloth. Dallas Green and Larry Bowa.
In many ways, Andy. Bo can hardly contain himself right there. There's David Bell. Phillies can't wait to get him back and healthy next year.
We're going to have some fan cheers for Dave Hollins and Michael Jack, too, when they come out. Here's Headley. Michael Jack, arguably the best player ever to have worn a Phillies uniform.
Oh, yeah. Here he comes.
Nobody appreciated those long home runs more than Big D.
Nobody appreciates this ovation more than Michael Jack after what used to go on here.
He won him over, though, late in his career.
What a player.
You talked about not many players smiling on a ball field. We didn't see too many smiles out of Michael Jack anywhere during the years when he was a player here.
Here come the catchers.
Mike Lieberthal will be followed by Booney and Dalton.
Bob Boone gets a Booney call.
What a baseball family he comes from, huh?
Oh, wow. Aaron in the World Series with the Yankees. I mean, in the playoffs, not the World Series yet. There's Dutch.
Here again, one of the most popular players from one of the most popular teams, the 93 club.
I hope the fans give Kevin Millwood a nice cheer here now. I mean, it's a little tough afternoon here, but it's time to cheer this guy. He had a heck of a year for him. There you go.
Remember that uni? Look at that uni.
One night they wore that. That was enough.
Christensen became famous for actually pitching a game with a broken arm.
Right.
Amazing courage.
One game in that uni, and that was enough.
See why?
Oh, that was ugly.
I wonder if he lost the straw vote to wear that thing today.
They're all getting a kick
out of the short one.
Yeah, they're getting a kick out of him coming out in that thing. Cy Young Award winner John Denny.
JD still in baseball, working for the Diamondbacks.
Yep. Wow, what a show.
Well, they were the right-handed pitchers, of course. We're going to go to the left-handed pitchers next. Here's Randy Wolf. I suppose we're going to see Danny Jackson come out and pump him up, wouldn't you think?
Oh, he'll give him a little shove.
I think.
And then the big left-hander will be along.
Oh, yeah. Look at Harry's encouraging Danny Jackson down there to pump him up. There's DJ.
DJ will do something.
Oh, yeah.
The lefty waiting behind him.
You watch now. There you go. Here comes lefty.
Say no more.
Let's all say goodbye to the vet in song. Would you all please join me in singing Old Lang Syne to our beloved Veterans Stadium? Should an old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of old lang syne? Old lang syne, my friend, old lang syne. We'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And now the closing ceremonies will continue with each player on the field getting one last chance to touch home plate. We'll begin with 1971 and Jim Bunning. the winning pitcher in the first game here in 1971, and will continue on through the years. The players touching home plate. It's an honor for me to present for you the final three memories of the great Veterans Stadium. Struck him out. 3,000th strikeout for Steve Carlton. Hit number 5 of 48. Look at those two. 48 home runs, 47 home runs. And now for the final moment on this great ball field here at Veterans Stadium. The final moment to take to the mound. Well, it's time to get one last out. Who do you call on?
Pitching for the Phillies, number 45, Todd McGraw.
A 1-2 pitch to Willie Wilson struck him out. Phillies are world champions of baseball.
Number 45, Todd McGraw.
Thank you, you beautiful fans. You're the greatest in America. Everybody down in this field and everybody with the Phillies organization, we love you. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you so much. And now, Veterans Stadium is like a 3-1 pitch to Michael Jack or to Jim Thome. It's on a long drive. It's out of here. God bless you.
everlasting. It's Philadelphia history.
Why am I out here? To say goodbye to the vet.
Yeah?
Yep, and sad memories. I wish they weren't knocking it down because the vet is Philadelphia.
I'm going to feel a little sad. I'm going to miss it.
It's my buddy.
I'll never forget
When they won the pennant, we had all balloons up and down the whole street. Now we have nothing.
We've been planning this for weeks and happy to be here, and we're getting an early start and looking forward to 7:01.
I used to sit in my backyard and watch the people come in and see their happy faces up on the ramps. Listen for the roar of the crowd. I loved it. I really did.
As I'm driving over, obviously thoughts of people very close to me, Pete Sear and Kenny Bush and Teddy Kessler and all those people, Carmen Denovi. And you just think about everybody you met there and everybody you made friends with, and now it's just going to be a true memory.
Yeah, it's going to be a sad day. I really going to miss the place, love the place, especially love the people that work there.
It's the only place I've ever known for baseball. My grandfather took me here, my uncles took me here. Yeah, it'll be a very sad day.
Down here to watch the implosion. My son, he's over serving in Iraq right now. My son Michael, and his big thing was to get me down here with the movie camera to take a picture, because we spent a lot of days down here, him as a kid and growing up, and he was home for the last game. So I can't wait to mail this over to him. He'll be really excited about that.
Sad day, lots of memories, very melancholy, tears in my eyes. You know, 33 years gone in 58 seconds is something very unusual and very dramatic and very sad.